You have to make a decision to do something different. You have to make a decision to go on and to reach higher and more lofty to get those goals. So subconscious is what's controlling our thoughts, our actions, and our life. You see, your actions will change your results. The actions will change your life. Now, this mental programming, these paradigms, here's the good news. You have exclusive control over. Exclusive. You have the ability to change. You have the ability to make a difference in your life. And you can do it if you decide. Now, if you think about a robot does, is the way 95% of our brain is. And it's like an operating system on a computer. It just goes automatically, right? You don't have to think about the operating system you use and how to program it and how to make it work. You just trust that it does. At least I trust that it does. And that's the way 95% of our brain is. It just goes into action. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about when you're getting in your car and driving. You did when you first started, but now you just get in and go. And sometimes maybe you're like me, you're on an interstate and you're so used to getting off a certain exit and you're going someplace different and you end up getting off the exit you always get off at because you forget, because that's in control. You see, we're not thinking. If you want to change your results, you have to start thinking. And most people don't think. They just do things. There's a statement, and I can't think of the top of my head who said it. Oh, Ken Blanchard, Dr. Ken Blanchard. He said 3% of the people think they think, 5% of the people, 3% of the people think, 5% of the people think they think, and 92% of the people would rather die than think, something like that. But it's just one of those statements that very few people think. Very few people think. Most people just, they just allow whatever's happening around them to control them. Why? Because they're not aware that they have a choice. You see, it all comes back to awareness. If you're not aware that you can make these changes, you don't do them because nobody teaches you. So once you make a decision, things will change. That's what happened in my life. Once I made a decision that I was going to overcome those things that scared me, those things that worried me, those things that I thought I could not do, once I made a decision to overcome them, the whole world started to change. And the right people came into my life to help me. Because it wasn't like all of a sudden I had all this great information in my head on how to do it. No, but the people that did know that information started to come into my life. And at the right time. And that still happens. So we have to make a decision first and not allow those paradigms to keep us stuck because they are limiting beliefs. That's where our limiting beliefs are in our paradigm. And it controls us. Now, keep in mind, most of your paradigm, most of those habitual thoughts, you did not put in your head. You did not put in there, but you are responsible for changing. So even though they're not there, you're responsible for changing. Now, I sometimes kid around. I'm a Libra, and Libras, see all sides to different stories. But you know what? That's what we need to do. You see, because those paradigms are controlling us, we have kind of one tunnel vision idea and one view of the world. That's the way we see and interact with the world. And when you can start to look around you, you can start to see different ideas. This is why there's so much trouble in the world, because people have tunnel vision of view. You see, those paradigms, those habitual thought patterns, which many of you did not put in there. We have all been programmed. And depending on your programming, I feel grateful that my parents and my family programmed me in a way that I don't have certain ideas. But that's not the case of everybody. Some people have been very, very programmed. But our paradigms, that habitual thought pattern, controls our ability to earn money. It controls how we perceive other situations. This is why there can be an accident, and a police officer might go to somebody and ask them what they saw. And people can be looking at the exact same scene and see different things because we have different perceptions. It controls how we use the time. Going back to my story about the class I was taking. Why did I get the work done when everybody else in the class couldn't find time to do it? Because I control my time. And I have a different paradigm. I believe that if you want something done, you ask somebody that's busy because they'll find a way to get it done. That's how they are the way they are. And even though they may be overwhelmed, they'll say, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. And I'll give you, I set up an idea. Okay, how am I going to get this classwork done? Even though I'm building a business and I'm in, teaching this class and I'm, working with clients and talking to clients and, how can I get this done? You see, I didn't ask if I could do it. I was like, how do I do it? So my paradigm on how I control my time is different.